If you know somebody with an armrest that looks like this, make sure to send them this video. Today I am recovering the center console lid for a 2009 Suburban. It's actually not really that difficult compared to some of the other technical things you can do with upholstery. First thing you want to do is find some matching fabric. I decided to go with the perforated vinyl. It's just got little holes in it. It's normally used for heated seats or for cooled seats, but I just like the way that it looks. You got to remove the old cover first, and we'll be doing the same process that we've done previously, with other jobs, and we're going to be cutting everything apart, making a good pattern, and eventually making identical pieces, sewing them all together, and slipping everything back on. So with this particular armrest cover, it is held on with staples. I'm not personally a big fan of just staples because the staples can actually break the plastic that's in the back. Luckily there's no broken plastic here, so we can just get on to the next step, which is, like with any other job, making sure the match marks are all visible, because when we make the new pieces we're going to want to match up the match marks, so it makes it easier to sew. We're going to make sure all the match marks are there, and then we're going to start cutting it apart. Now we have to be really careful when cutting them apart, because if we cut too much or if we cut through them, then the pattern won't come out the right way. So we got to be as careful as possible. Remove any old debris or anything that's unnecessary, because you want it to lay as flat as possible on the new material that you're going to be using. So I throw some steam on there, make sure everything lays flat, because after a while of being sewn together and crunched up, it kind of becomes misshapen. So I'm going to start with our big piece, and this is one of the most therapeutic parts for me. I just like seeing a brand new piece be patterned out on new material, and just seeing it start to take shape. Now once we do this, we'll add the match marks to it from the original piece, and we'll cut it out and just make sure everything lines up. Now, honestly, armrests are some of the easier jobs to do in the upholstery world, especially if you're not going to go back and do the top stitching, or if there's nothing special that you need to do for the armrest, like removing electrical wires. Some of these can go very quickly. I actually didn't spend a whole lot of time. I think a maximum of 2 hours in the shop taking care of this, which from start to finish, including filming, is really not that much time. I'm going to get it all cut out now, and we're going to follow the same process that you just saw for the rest of the pieces. Now this is just going to be on regular black vinyl. I'm not going to do anything special here. Just pattern, get all the old thread pieces out just so that everything lays flat. Once we do that, as with our other jobs, we're just going to throw it under the sewing machine, stitch everything together, make sure it all matches up. I had a few problems with this sewing machine during this job. The bobbin ran out, one of the needles broke, but thankfully, being such an old machine, there's a lot of universal parts for it. Being a 45-year-old FAF machine, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but a lot of pieces that fit. So now we're going to put the new cover on. Again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of staples. I do use some staples, but I'm always going to start with glue. So I will glue all the corners down, glue all the sides down, make sure everything's nice and tight. And it's starting to look pretty good. Throw some steam on it and clean it off, and it comes out looking really nice. A lot better than it did before, at least.